The majority of the population live quiet rural lives. Though poor by Western standards, they're rich in spirit and quality of life. Their everyday lives are embedded in ceremony and ritual, which, because of the island's isolation, have remained almost entirely free of the influence of the outside world. In many ways, Nusa Penida today resembles the unspoiled Bali that was popularized in the 1930s by writers such as Margaret Mead, Colin McPhee, and Miguel Covarrubias. At this wedding ceremony, the bride sits with her betrothed, quietly waiting for her matata, or tooth filing preparations, to be completed. Tooth filing is one of the 5 sacred rituals that every Balinese must have performed to ensure the transition from birth to death and later reincarnation. It is a costly affair. Musicians and dancers must be hired, priests paid, and elaborate offerings carried out. Because of the expense, tooth filing is often incorporated into a marriage ceremony. The purpose of this and all Balinese rituals is to protect and purify the recipient and provide her with the necessary spiritual energy to exist peacefully, productively, and healthfully in a dangerous world. Tooth filing achieves this by reducing the animal-like negative traits that everyone possesses to some degree. The ceremony starts with a ritual foot washing. During the ceremony, the bride will experience a ceremonial death, making her particularly vulnerable to attack by harmful spirits. To offer her protection, she is covered with a decorated cloth and given magical items to hold. As an additional precaution, the bride is given money to hold, and her relatives are urged to stay close to her to help her through this dangerous time. A representation of Samararati, the goddess of love, is then placed on the bride to chase away evil spirits. Prop the jaws open and prevent the priest from touching her teeth with his hands, a small cylinder of sugarcane is placed in the corner of the bride's mouth. In final preparation, the priest inscribes magic symbols on the bride's tongue and forehead. The 2 front upper canines are then filed even with the upper incisors in a ceremony that takes only 5 to 10 minutes. The power of the ritual is neither increased nor diminished by the amount of filing that's done. This depends on the wishes of the individual. The ritual itself is the important thing. In this case, the filing is almost entirely symbolic. In the background, the village gamelan tunes its instruments and roosters crow. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the bride's teeth are tapped back into life, and she is revived. Her anxious relatives prevent her from stepping off the platform and making contact with the ground before being splashed with holy water and receiving a final mantra to complete her symbolic rebirth. Tooth filing is one of a group of rituals known as Nusa, sacred rituals devoted to man.